For your liquid watercolor, you should have the primary colors. Your challenge is to make the secondary and tertiary colors. Before mixing and ruining our colors, it's a good idea to go ahead and paint those primaries on your paper first. Start with red, then paint yellow, then paint your blue. Be sure to rinse your brush in between each color. We don't want them to mix yet. After your primaries are done, we're going to begin creating our secondary and tertiary colors. First, we're going to start with yellow-orange. Begin with about 10 drops of yellow in an empty well. Squeeze the rest of your yellow back out and then rinse out your pipette by squeezing some water up into it. We don't want to contaminate our other colors. Squeeze some red up into the pipette and add 1 drop to your yellow well. Mix it together with your paintbrush and paint the yellow-orange color. You do not have to squeeze the rest of the red out of the pipette yet, and you do not need to rinse your brush while we're working on our oranges. When we're done with yellow-orange, we're going to move on to orange. You want to darken the yellow-orange color that you have with 1 to 2 drops of red. Mix that in and then paint the middle orange color. For the last of our orange colors, we need red-orange. Add 1 to 2 more drops of red, mix it up, and paint the red-orange stripe. When you're done with red-orange, go ahead and rinse out your brush and pipette. Lastly, we're going to move on to purple. Begin with about 10 drops of red into an empty well. Now we're going to move on to our greens. Start with 10 drops of yellow in an empty well and add 1 drop of blue. This will give you a nice yellow-green color. Paint the yellow-green stripe. Remember not to rinse your pipette or your brush in between these colors. Next, we're going to move on to green. Add 1 to 2 more drops of blue, mix, and then paint green. The process is the same for blue-green. 1 to 2 more drops of blue, mix, and paint. You only need to rinse your brush at this point. We're going to use blue when we go into our purples anyways, so there's no need to rinse out your pipette. When you're ready for the violets, put about 10 drops of red into an empty well. I would start out with adding 1 to 2 drops of blue to get your red violet. Violets can be a little tricky, so if you test out your color and you think it needs to be a little darker, you can go ahead and add more blue. Add a little more blue and test out your color. I decided that it needed to be closer to purple, so I added more blue. Once you're happy with the color, paint the violet. When you're done with violet, do the same process for blue violet. Start out slow and add more if you need to.